Okay, at least now it will be recorded. I didn't see that. Okay, so this one. So if you get this one here, so what you can do here is, so you can add a constraint using alter table. Alter table. Uh, so now we previously dropped the constraint, right? We previously dropped the constraint using alter table employee drop constraint this one. So how to add a constraint? Alter table. Then we have to specify what is the name of the table. Then we previously dropped the constraint. Now we will add constraint. Constraint. Then constraint. Then the name of the constraint. What is the name? I'm going to use fk2 constraint for it fk2. I'm going to say that it is a foreign key, just like from previous. This department ID references this one. This references head. And in this foreign key constraints, so what happens? So now this has a foreign key constraint from this one to this one. So that means the EIE records, there is a EIE record in here. There is also an EIE record here. What happens? Someone delete this EIE from this head table. Then what will happen to these instances? So you have entered EIE here also, but someone come and delete this record. Then there is no reference. Then there is no reference for EIE. So then this EIE cannot exist in this referencing relation. So we have to define what will happen if someone delete or update these referenced attributes from this referencing relation. That means this employee relation is going to refer into this head relation. So in this relation, someone come and update. So if this MME is updated as IS, then MME cannot exist here. So in such cases, there are several things to do. Either you can set such things to null, or you can set to default value. You can set to null, or you can set to default, or you can delete such instances from this table also. So for example, if you delete this row in the reference relation, then the rows in the referencing relation will also be deleted. Such thing we call it cascade. Such thing we call cascade, right? Uh, if you when you are going to delete this one, and if you set such instances to null, then you can keep it to null or set to default. So you can do three things when someone update or delete these records in the reference relation. You can set it to null or default, or either you can cascade. Cascade means delete the instances of this one also. Okay, so that one we have to specify. We have to say on delete means when someone delete a thing in the reference relation, we can say something like set null. On update, we can even cascade. So we can set to null, set to default. Instead of null, you can even say default or cascade. That's how you implement referential integrity, or in other terms, foreign key constraint. So we are adding a constraint, foreign key reference in this one. We have to specify on delete what to do, on update what to do. Okay. Successfully the constraint was added. Right? So the next thing that we have to do is populate this database. That means this table, I mean, employee table. So what you can do is, so you can insert into this one. So you already know how to insert, how to do that. Insert into the name of the table, employee. Then what are the values that you are going to insert? Remember that if you do not insert null, you keep that one vacant, and it will be automatically set to null. Don't ever insert null. You will not insert null, but it will be automatically set to null. If you insert null as a character, then it is not a null. That is a character as null, representing the words null. So never ever insert null. Okay. So we have a null value here. Others all are not null. So we can have 5 tuples here. So employee ID. These are the field names. Department ID. Area. Designation. Values. First one in E001. Second one EI. Yeah. Right, it was entered. So likewise, in the second one, we can change the values and insert. This will become 2. Communication. Then we'll go for the third instance. Then the fourth instance is also like that one. So in your project also you have to do like this. And in when you are doing this inserting, take screenshots and keep those things to be included in your report. Right, this is the fourth one. Then we'll enter the sixth one and this one later. Okay, so how to enter this one? You are you going to enter CE001 CEN? Are you going to enter this one null? If you enter like this, it is completely wrong. Right. So if you enter like this, it will be a completely wrong. So how we are going to enter is, you are going to enter into these three attributes only. You omit this attribute. Means you remove this area and enter these attributes. You don't insert null. Right. So when you look at this table, select star from employee. Sorry. I went into the previous instance, no? So I have to go back and come. So I have already created, so if you exit and come back again, so I have already created the schema using create schema. Like this one I have already created. So what I have to do is, I have to use, you have to remember the schema name somehow. I think this is the schema name that I use. Then I can visualize. So I can see that all this data have been inserted here. And this is the null value that I was talking about. So this is automatically inserted and it is not inserted as a character like I told you. So this is how you can create a table with constraints. With constraints, what are the constraints? Schema based constraints. Those primary key, foreign key, domain, constraints on null. So those things, this is how you can create. So next what we will be doing is, so next you have to see how you can alter this schema. So in after you create and populate a given database, it is a rare fact that a schema is changed. But in the initial case, if you have not properly designed and later you will realize there are faults, then you may want to alter the schema, right? So in that case, you must know how to alter a given schema, right? So from next day onwards, so we will see how we can alter a given schema. So we have a set of exercises. So in that exercises, you will learn how you can alter a given already a populated table. You may want to change the name of these attributes, or you may want to change the data type of the attributes. You may want to add columns with different default values, likewise, and with different data types. Those things we will learn next week, right? So today we discussed about the data dependencies first. Then we came into database implementation, and you saw how you can implement uh, a given table in using SQL. So the basic commands that you studied were create and a small touch to alter, and a little bit about select, just to select everything from a table. So alter command we will more learn about next week, and that is about the creation of a schema, right? So sorry for not being able to not record the first part of this lecture due to the technical difficulties. So I'll put the recorded part in the LMS, right? So until next week, uh, so refer these things and come back. Okay, thank you for participating.